picks, trades, transactions in the NFL this past season. It was kind of an exciting trade situation going on in the NFL this year. A lot of moves were made. Some of the best players made moves. Others stayed where they should be staying. But we're gonna do right now is Kwasi Esquire is gonna run down the notable trades from the teams in the NFL this past trade deadline, which just passed. So, if your team didn't make the moves they should have made, well, too bad, y'all. But let's run down who did what and what that means for the rest of the teams in the league going forward. So let's start off in the NFC, in the AFC East. Get a drink. In the AFC East, the Bills secured themselves a backup quarterback by scooping up former Chicago Bears quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. Apparently, it didn't work out so great in Chicago, and Chicago has decided to go a different route. So there it is. So the deal agreed to a 1 year, $2.5 million contract. 1.5 million is fully guaranteed, with a max value of $4.5 million. This according to NFL.com, and that's where I am. And we're gonna go over some of these notable transactions in the NFL this year. Teams are doing what they can to get better, as they should. So now, staying in the AFC East, let's see who else did what. The Miami Dolphins secured themselves a quarterback, a veteran quarterback, a knowledgeable quarterback, an intelligent and very talented quarterback by signing former Indianapolis Colts quarterback Jacoby Brissett to a 1 year, $5 million contract with a max value of $7.5 million, and that's according to Tom Pelissero reporting. And I think that's a good move. I think that's a very good move for the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is still their top. Their star quarterback is still young, and his second coming should be a lot better. But I believe I have an opportunity to play with Jacoby Brissett and possibly maybe even back up Jacoby Brissett for a while will be excellent for Tua. It will benefit him tremendously in his growth and development. Obviously, he's a very talented young man, and we were able to witness flashes of his brilliance last season. So, but I think the Dolphins are realizing that they need to have a good veteran quarterback on that squad in order to at least give Tua, take some pressure off the young man and have him take time to learn this NFL game. But we already know he's very talented. He's got the arm, he's got the ability, and he's got the will to win. So we shall see what's going to happen. But that Jacoby Brissett is an excellent pickup for the Miami Dolphins. Moving right along, sticking to that in the AFC East. Let's see what. Of course, the big move in the AFC East, of course, was QB Cam Newton re-signing a 1 year deal with the New England Patriots, worth up to $13.6 million. Now, Newton's deal has a base value of $5.1 million, $2 million signing bonus, $1.5 million guaranteed base salary, $1.5 million total in per game roster bonuses, $100,000 in workout bonuses, and $8.5 million in incentives, according to Mike Garofalo. Now, wide receiver Nelson Aguilar signed a 2-year contract with the Patriots worth $26 million. His deal has an annual base salary of $11 million with $2 million in incentives. Now, we should see what Nelson's going to do, but pairing Nelson up with Cam, I think it's very intriguing, and it should go well for the Patriots. The Patriots weren't spending, and they spent some money, and they got good players. And I think Belichick is starting to let people know that he is much more than just a Tom Brady coach. He's a moves maker. He's a deal maker. He knows how to get players, and now we're seeing the deal making Bill Belichick do his thing. And they also signed Hunter Henry. They got a couple of excellent tight ends, Pro Bowl type talent at the tight end position, two of them, which means they're basically building around Cam Newton, focusing more on run first and pass second. And I think Bill Belichick realizes that Cam Newton, this is the style that he prefers. He plays well, being able to threaten the run and then dip in, back out, and do the passing game, because Cam can do both. But now Bill Belichick has surrounded Cam Newton with talent. Hunter Henry signed a 3-year deal worth $37.5 million. That includes $25 million fully guaranteed. $25 million fully guaranteed. That means they went all out to make sure they got their man, their talent, their tight end. And guess what? What did they do next? What did they do after signing the talented Hunter Henry? They signed the very extra talented tight end by the name of Jonnu Smith, who signed a 4-year deal worth $50 million, which includes $31.25 million in fully guaranteed money. There's a lot of flowers, y'all. That's a lot of flowers. So, I'm very. This is the most intriguing year in terms of seeing the Patriots make moves that are very impressive, and I think they're going to show up. I don't know how far they're going to go in the game. I don't know how far this is going to take them into the playoffs, but I have a feeling they will make the playoffs. And with Bill Belichick, you never know what's going to happen. And it would be very intriguing, to say the least, to see Bill Belichick and Tom Brady go up against each other in the Super Bowl. It's possible. Is it realistic? Who knows what's realistic? A year ago, nobody thought it was realistic for Tom Brady to lead the Buccaneers to a Super Bowl victory. But here we are. We are at the New York Jets, running up the AFC East. Josh Adams resigned a contract. Keelan Cole signed a 1-year deal worth $5.5 million. Corey Davis signed a 3-year deal worth $37.5 million. That's it for the Jets. Nothing special. It's just the Jets being the Jets. What's next is that we have the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens made a couple of moves that are interesting. They signed signed tight end Josh Oliver, acquired in a trade with the Jaguars in exchange for a conditional draft pick. The signed guard Kevin Zeitler agreed to a 3-year deal with $22 million. That includes $16 million in fully guaranteed money. So, nothing great, but they have what they have. They have Lamar Jackson and a great team, an awesome defense, and a wonderful coach. So the Ravens are always in the mix. They don't need to make great moves right now, but they picked up some solid players to fill in some gaps. So I'm kind of pleased with the moves that the Ravens ended up making. The Cincinnati Bengals, the QB Brandon Allen resigned to a one-year contract. Riley Riff signed a one-year deal worth $7.5 million. That includes a $5.5 million signing bonus. Also, defensive end Trey Hendrickson signed a 4-year, $60 million deal that includes $32 million in the first 2 years, according to Ian Rappaport. That is pretty good. I think that's good. That particular signing is excellent for the Bengals. The Cleveland Browns wide receiver Rashad Higgins resigned on a one-year deal. JoJo Natson signed a free agent deal. Terms are undisclosed at the moment. Moving right along, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ray McLeod agreed to resign on a one-year deal. Jojo Smith-Schuster signed a one-year deal worth $8 million. The deal includes a $7 million signing bonus, $1 million base salary, and 4 voidable years, lowering his 2021 cap number to $1.6 million. And that's it for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they bringing back Big Ben. Hopefully, Big Ben has one more magic left in him. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are running out of time. They gotta make it happen, or it's gonna be tough. The AFC South. Let's start off with the Houston Rockets. The quarterback Ryan Finley acquired in a trade with the Bengals. The trade is a late round pick swap. I don't know why. I guess it makes sense. They brought in two quarterbacks, and the next big signing the Texans made was to sign Tyrod Taylor, the veteran, the reliable veteran who was for San Diego but was unable to perform due to injury. Which basically he was supposed to start for the Chargers last year until the injury to his neck punctured something that happened, some freak stuff. But Tyrod Taylor is just the quarterback that just will not go away. He's been with multiple teams. I think this will be his fifth team that he's signing with in the league. He's reliable. He's a good backup, and he can step in and start for your team if necessary. He signed a one-year deal worth $5.5 million deal, $2.5 million guaranteed. That could be worth up to $12.5 million, according to NFL.com. And I don't know, the Texans, I guess, planning in terms of what happens with respect to Deshaun Watson. We don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun. But it's a wait and see. And then we have with Deshaun Watson, he's facing some legal issues, some accusations of sexual misconduct from multiple women. So we have that drama hanging over on Deshaun Watson and the Texans. And anything can change, anything can go one way or the other. But that case needs to be played out so we find out what's going on. If Deshaun is found that he's liable for what's going on or what he's accused of, it most likely will be the downsides of an end to a potentially great career, as he is indeed a top 5 quarterback, a young quarterback in this league. So we will see. But if he did something wrong, there's no excuse here from me. Deshaun would have to deal with the consequences of his behavior and his actions. However, if he is vindicated, as he indicates he will be, then he will have opportunity to play for a host of teams who would be willing to do whatever it takes to bring in a guy like Deshaun Watson. So we shall see how the whole the cases play out, and so it's kind of a wait and see. However, as it is, the Texans seem to be preparing for possibly the worst case scenario by bringing in two good quarterbacks, especially Tyrod Taylor, who was similar in style, definitely not as talented, perhaps, as D. Watson, but we shall see. It's a good pickup for the Texans. The Indianapolis Colts, big signing. Carson Wentz has packed up his bags and taken his talents to Indianapolis, which in my view is good for Carson. When things are going horribly, change of scenery, change of opportunity. Everything is better that way because both teams go their way. The Eagles get to do their thing, but Carson gets to move on and start over with a better team. Or, well, I would say a better team. Most people would say a better team. So let's see what happens. The Indianapolis Colts also signed Marlon Mack, running back, to a contract, $2 million contract. So that's notable. Hopefully, Marlon can help that running game because no matter who's quarterback for the Colts, you need a running game, or it's not going to work in the NFL. You need a running game. Without a running game, forget about it. It's not going to work. Whoever is back there. So hopefully Marlon will be able to pitch in and assist Carson Wentz with his new beginning. That's the only way it's going to work. He's going to need some special teammates to step up and play special ball to help him get to where he needs to go. Next, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they signed Carlos Hyde, signed to 2-year deal worth $6 million contract. They also signed Jamal Agnew to a 3-year deal worth $21 million, wide receiver position. So that's where we are with that. Wide receiver Philip Dorsett signed a contract also with the Jags. And wide receiver Marilyn Jones signed a short-term deal worth roughly $7 million per season, according to Ian Rappaport. Okay, so let's move on. And then we have the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are becoming a perennial NFL playoff team and always seem to be now threatening to make the playoffs and the Super Bowl. They have excellent coaching. Vrabel is awesome. They have excellent coaching. They have good quarterback in Tannehill. They have the best running back in football, future Hall of Famer Travis Henry, and they have an excellent defense. So the Tennessee Titans don't need much, but they filled in some gaps. And they brought in wide receiver Josh Reynolds, who agreed to terms with the team undisclosed. Tight end Anthony Freksa agreed to terms also undisclosed. But tight end Jeff Swan, which he should be very helpful with this team. He's solid. He's not going to give you the lights out numbers, but he'll give you solid play. Jeff Swain re-signed 1-year deal, $2.5 million with $2.5 million. Wow, so that should be good. They should be able to help that team out. In the AFC West, we have Mike Boone, who agreed to terms with the Denver Broncos with $2.6 million guaranteed. The Broncos also signed this defensive tackle. Mike Boone, by the way, is a running back. So I think they need help in that area. They need a little bit more help on the offensive line. But they did sign a defensive tackle, Shelby Harris, re-signed on a 3-year deal worth $27 million with $15 million guaranteed. They also signed quarterback Ronald Darby, who signed a 3-year deal worth $30 million That includes $19.5 million fully guaranteed. So the Denver Broncos made some moves and kept some solid players. I think it's going to go well for them. The Kansas City Chiefs, the defending AFC champions, they signed tight end Blake Bell, signing a free agent deal with the Chiefs. That terms are undisclosed, but the Chiefs didn't need to make a lot of moves. They did, however, made some additional moves that are noteworthy. The offensive guard Joe Turney signed a 5-year contract. Joe Thuney signed a 5-year contract worth $80 million. That includes $32.5 million fully guaranteed at the signing. The third of the contract is only guaranteed for injury. However, it converts to full in 2022, which brings the practical guarantee of signing to $48 million. That's good. That's very good for the Chiefs. They are trying and doing what they have to do to protect their star quarterback Mahomes for the foreseeable future. Let's keep it running. The Las Vegas Raiders signed running back Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake signed a 2-year, $11 million deal that has a max value of $14.5 million. They also signed running back Theo Riddick, re-signed on a 1-year deal, $1.175 million. Those are the Raiders' notable moves. Let's keep it moving. Los Angeles Chargers tight end Jared Cook signing a 1-year deal worth $6 million with $4.5 million guaranteed. On to the NFC East. Dallas Cowboys, of course. Those Dallas Cowboys finally did what they had to do and did the right thing. Jerry Jones came out of the pocket and did what he should have done a long time ago. But guess what? It cost him a little bit more to sign their star quarterback, Dak Prescott. The deal, 4 years, $160 million. That has a max value of $164 million and includes $126 million in guaranteed money, making Dak Prescott the wealthiest, biggest, most paid QB in history. Much deserved, Dak. He held his ground and he got rewarded for it. Much deserved, Dak. On to the New York Giants. What did the Giants do? The Giants brought in Mike Glennon, signed on undisclosed terms. Running back Devontae Booker signed a 2-year deal worth $6 million. And wide receiver Kenny Galladay signed a 4-year deal worth $72 million with $40 million fully guaranteed, according to Ian Rappaport. So the Giants are making moves. They should be an exciting team. Saquon Barkley is back. So we shall see. With respect to the Philadelphia Eagles, they signed defensive tackle Hassan Ridgeway, agreed to terms on a new deal. Safety Andrew Adams agreed to terms on a new deal. And also Anthony Harris signed a 1-year deal worth $5 million. The Washington football team, the big, exciting, notable signing that has all the Washington football team fans excited. They signed QB Ryan Fitzpatrick, aka Fitzmagic, who signed a 1-year deal with $10 million with a max value of $12 million. That is excellent signing for the rest. The team formerly known as that, but it is a Washington football team. Running back Lamar Miller is signing on a 1-year deal. Wide receiver Curtis Samuel rejoins his Ohio State compadre by signing a 3-year deal worth $34.5 million. The Washington football team is going to be nice. I said nice. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting team to watch. I'm looking forward to it. In the NFC North, we have your Chicago Bears. Made some moves. They were hoping and dreaming and planning and wishing for Russell Wilson. And they did what they could to try to pry Russell Wilson away from your Seattle Seahawks. But that didn't pan out because Seattle, at the end of the day, both the Seahawks and Russell Wilson realized they need each other. They are nothing without one another. And so I believe they're about to hug it out and stick it out because uh, that's the only thing that makes sense. But the Chicago Bears went out and got themselves Andy Dalton, a reliable veteran. I don't know if he's going to bring you a Super Bowl title per se, but he's reliable. And hopefully, I guess the Bears are hoping that they can move away from both Mr. Trubisky and Foley. We're going to see. We're going to see. I think the Bears have a chance. Andy Dalton is solid, but I don't know about the playoffs unless their defense is able to rise to the occasion once again and carry them. You see, the Bears also placed a franchise tag on star wide receiver Allen Robinson, and we'll see how that goes. They also re-signed Jermaine Ifedi, the offensive lineman, to a contract worth up to $5 million. That I believe is an interesting signing. They need to shore up that line. Ifedi is not, I wouldn't say top of the class lineman, but he's solid and he will get you what you need in terms of protection from the O line. But they may need more than that. Detroit Lions, of course, a big trade, sending the longtime quarterback from the Detroit Lions to the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams. They basically swapped quarterbacks in some trades, but the notable trade situation that came about was quarterback Jared Goff, the young star quarterback who basically seemed to have fallen out of path with his team that drafted him, acquired in a trade with the Los Angeles Rams along with the 2021 third round pick and first round picks in 2022 and 2023 for quarterback Matthew Stafford. Oof, that's a lot they gave up. They gave up a lot. I'm talking about the Rams. So we'll see how it works out. Stafford hasn't really been impressive in the playoffs, but I think what's going on here is the Rams realize they have the best defense in football. They just need a quarterback that's not going to make mistakes. And Stafford, he might not take his Super Bowl, but he's not going to make a ton of mistakes. He can throw the long ball. I think that's all they want. They want the ability to be able to toss the long ball and keep in the game and have their defense bring it home. Goff had gotten to a tendency of making mistakes at the bad times, and those things cost your team. So Jared Goff is out, and the Detroit Lions now have Jared Goff, but Stafford is in Los Angeles with the Rams, and I'm sure he's happy about that. Detroit, Los Angeles. I love Detroit. Beautiful city. But Los Angeles, Sunnywood, beaches, Hollywood. I'm sure Matt Stafford is very excited. Goff wasn't too happy, but I think he's excited as an athlete, as a quarterback, to get a chance to play, and he will. So, Green Bay Packers signed Aaron Jones, resigning on a 4-year contract deal worth $48 million. That includes a $13 million signing bonus. Jones's deal includes $20 million over the first 2 years. A $7 million roster bonus is due on the third day of the league year in 2023, with $16 million due in 2023 and $12 million in 2024. The Minnesota Vikings signed wide receiver Chad Beebe. They agreed to terms. Undisclosed at this point, offensive lineman Rashad Hill resigning on a 1-year deal worth $2,377,500 $1 million.